Aloha everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to unbox the brand new MediaPad M5 Lite. This is the latest addition to the MediaPad M5 line of devices. So we have the M5, the M5 Pro, and we also now have a Lite that took some features from the Pro and the standard M5 but brought it in at the Lite edition. But not only that, some unique characteristics to make it really friendly for kids. This is TK, let's go ahead and check it out. So the box is pretty simple. MediaPad M5 Lite, made by HUAWEI of course, and it's a 10.1-inch tablet that does have Harman Kardon certification or tuning for the audio and the stereo speakers that we have here. And here we have it, the brand new M5 Lite tablet. Let's go ahead and take it out. So again, 10.1-inch tablet. We have a fingerprint sensor that's based on the bottom here, so it's different than when we had it in the past with the older M5 and the M5 Pro did actually have the fingerprint sensor sitting on the right side. As you can see there, the M5 Pro did have the fingerprint sensor on the right side, where we have it now sitting at the bottom. So what we have here is a 10.1-inch Full HD IPS display at 1920 by 1200 resolution. That's roughly 224 ppi. Basically what they're calling the ClariView 5.0 display enhancement technology that's supposed to basically give us really good, basically quality images on this Full HD IPS panel. I'll go ahead and power it on. And what's powering this on the internals is the Kirin 659 octa-core processor, slightly different than what we had with the M5 and the M5 Pro. As far as storage, we have 32 gigs of internal storage, 3 gigs of RAM, but the cool thing is that we can expand the storage with a micro SD card here. With up to 256 gigs with the included slot that we have here on the device. As I mentioned, the front-facing camera is an 8-megapixel sensor with the front-facing fingerprint sensor at the bottom here. On the back is an additional 8-megapixel sensor, this one with autofocus, where the other one is a fixed focus camera. Harman Kardon certification obviously, and we have basically just the band here. I'm assuming that's where the antennas are sitting at the top. Now looking at the top, we have an array of microphones as well as 2 of the 4 speakers that we have. So we have 2 on the top. And if we flip it down on the bottom, we have 2 additional ones. So we have 4 speakers on this device to be able to give us some of the best audio we can expect. On the right side, if you're holding the device, this is going to be the volume rocker and the power button. And on the left side is where we're going to be able to see the 3.5mm headphone jack, which is really nice to have, a USB-C charge and data cable connection, as well as the ability to basically expand the storage on this device using the micro SD slot that we have here. No LTE connectivity, as this is not an LTE connected tablet, but what we do have in the box is the wall charger, US style. We do have a SIM eject tool. So here's the M Pen that is included in the box. Comparing it real quick to the one that comes with the M5 Pro, it's slightly shorter, no configurable buttons, as well as the fact that I think that one doesn't need charging. So the M Pen with the M5 Pro does require charging, and it does have a USB-C port. And as we said, warranty, and then of course we have the data connection cable. It's a USB-C cable. So the way the M5 Lite Pen is powered is we actually have a new standard in battery. That's a 4A battery. I've never heard of them before, but apparently there is something called a 4A battery as opposed to a AAA battery, and you basically put it in there. There is a little included tab that you put it in, and then we'll go ahead and position it here on the back. And you can close it in, and then once you have that, the M Pen will start basically working on your device. Now looking over the UI, going into settings, about tablet, we are running EMUI 8.0 with Android 8.0, so hopefully we'll be able to get some updates, and hopefully EMUI 9.0 will show up here. But again, this is the BAH2-W19. As I mentioned to you guys, running the Kirin 659 processor, 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage, expandable with micro SD card, and of course it's a 1920 by 1200 display, November 5th security patch update. On the wireless network, we have airplane, Wi-Fi, mobile data, of course device options, connections here. We have HUAWEI Share, Mirror Share, and of course printing. Apps just for permissions, default apps, as well as basically app notification and management there. The battery on here is a 7500 milliamp battery that's built in, and it came out of the box with about 67% charge. Under the display, we have eye comfort. That's really cool. Home screen style. The drawer by default, you are able to go to standard. So it does look like it's been customized in the US market with the drawer. Wallpaper can be configured. View mode, of course, we have the ability of jumping in here. We can change the size of the font, so you can actually make it smaller so that we can fit more in the actual display. Here is where you'll be able to set up your fingerprint and add additional fingerprints, as well as customize if you want them to be able to use the app lock as well as access safe. These are not the same fingerprint setup for the case corner, and I'll show that to you guys when we get into the kit space. Under account, we're able to see the different accounts we have set up. Smart Assistant, we can go in there. If we have the smart cover, we can use that. Since I don't have that, we don't have to worry about it. And of course, smart rotation and motion control accessibility as well. Schedule power on and off. Google settings will be right after that. System is where we were before. Under system navigation, we have 2 options, the off-screen buttons or the on-screen. And right now we have them on. If I remove them, we're basically going to be using the fingerprint sensor to use that. But for most of the time, This is a 10.9-inch tablet. I don't think they're going to have any problems there. Looking through the rest of the UI, there is a second folder in the back here that has an application called Kids Corner. You can go in there directly, and I've already kind of set it up under the parental code section. You can go in there and go under settings, enable, go straight to Kids Corner, and then of course add your fingerprint here for your kids. And what happens here, that is, whenever we lock the tablet, and let's say I use my regular fingerprint to unlock the device, it takes me home. But whenever I unlock the tablet using the fingerprint that I set up for the Kids Corner, it goes in right away. The beautiful thing about this is you can customize this, set up the options for your kids, and of course set up different options as far as what you can allow them to do. So you have access to, recorder, they can play with that here. There's also the camera, there's different functionalities they can do. Multimedia, you can customize what's allowed and what's not allowed, of course, under shares, camera, and so on. And last but not least, kit painting, you can use, say, allow. And then here you could use the pen, that really looks very nice, and you can basically customize it, change the tips, delete, change the color, just very, very nice. Let's go ahead and change the color here, and we'll change back to a pen. We're just going to say right there, and of course I can just delete, exit. Now looking over the camera application, swiping from the left, we have access to the different modes as far as photo, pro video, HDR, panorama, lighting, as well as time-lapse, all focus, filter, watermark, and then more. There's additional ones you can download. We're going to go ahead and switch over to video. And then under video, we can go into the resolution. Maximum resolution on the back sensor is going to be Full HD 1080p at 16:9 in stereo mode. And of course, if we switch over back here and then go over to the front-facing camera, disabling the little additional portrait functionality that we have here, and then swiping to the right, we'll notice that this is basically just the camera resolution, again an 8-megapixel sensor. Switch over here, we'll go into video mode on the front-facing camera, swiping on the right. And you always have to remember to disable the beauty or the bokeh effect, otherwise you won't have the ability of going all the way up to Full HD at 1080p. So again, 1080p on the front, 1080p on the back. Let's go ahead and do a quick video sample. So we're doing a quick audio and video sample using the 1080p front-facing 8-megapixel sensor. Now this is a fixed focus sensor, so we're not going to be able to get really good tracking on this, but when you go to the back, you're able to get not only regular tracking, but there's that all tracking mode that's part of the additional options that we have there. Let's go ahead and switch over to the back-facing sensor. So for quick audio sample, we're going to play Alex Grindo, Jumbo, and NCS release, and I have the volume set to 100%. You're able to, of course, expand it here and then access the additional ones. So let's go ahead and play this song. Definitely will not disappoint as far as the experience here. Definitely very nice, very loud. Again, we have 4 speakers, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. This is definitely not going to disappoint you. Now, as far as pen specific applications, we do have a folder here called the stylus pen. So we have a Nebo for Huawei and then MyScript. So let's go ahead and open up Nebo. And these are, we'll go ahead and say agree. Again, as long as your M Pen is working fine. So let's go ahead and right there, continue. And then of course you could just use this for note-taking and different functionalities. You can see highlighting, documenting, and even just focusing in. So we'll say try without an account, as I don't want to actually set it up right now. Show me the gestures. So let's go ahead and say okay. So to erase, I'm just going to erase it this way, and it'll take it out. And here is a quick handwriting test. So we see right there, hello, how are you doing today? Dog, and that's not what I meant to say here. So if I wanted to double tap here, I can go back here and I can just basically erase this. This is definitely the M5 Pro in a Lite version, and that's, I think, where the Lite comes in. We still get an M Pen, we still get the stereo speakers, the Harman Kardon tuned speakers, and we still get a really nice, beautiful 1080p IPS display. The overall experience is going to be pretty much media consumption. I'm feeling that the processor is not too strong for us to play some really heavy hitter games, but I'll definitely check them out and see how they perform here. But again, having great stereo speakers that are on the top and bottom and not on the sides gives us the ability of holding it in the actual form factor that we wanted and enjoy content without blocking the speakers. The fingerprint has been moved from the side to the bottom, and it definitely has profile management, as I showed you guys with the kids corner, and it's really fast switching between one to the other. It's very, very nice. There's going to be a full review coming up in the near future, so keep it here. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this tablet. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.